how beautiful life is, but it's also crazy how quickly it can end.
And promises, how to be brave.
Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove. He knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too, for his civility. We passed the school where children strove. At recess, in the ring, we passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews grew quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice but a mound. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet each feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. In the poem Because I Could Not Stop for Death by Emily Dickinson, Dickinson is telling a story about the instance of death. Death is personified as calm, collected, gentle, and kind, creating a feeling that the narrator is not afraid of death. In the first stanza, Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me, we see that death stops for her because she was unable to do it herself. Dickinson continues with the idea that she puts away her life for death. As the poem moves forward, we learn that life is not perfect, and death is much more peaceful, and time begins to lose its meaning. Years pass, but feel like just a day. Likewise, in Waterland, Tom Crick tells his story to his students. And furthermore, Tom has a wide appreciation for life, and often questions the concept of it, just like how Dickinson questions life as she rides off towards immortality. Both Waterland and Because I Could Not Stop for Death are told in storytelling tones, because they are narrated from one point of view and are a tale to tell. The concept of time in Because I Could Not Stop for Death moves in numerous ways. In the beginning of the poem, time seems to stand still as death comes to her. Then she alludes the idea of moving through her life from childhood to adulthood when referring to the children playing at the school. Finally, at the end of the poem, she states that time is no longer there and is not a worry anymore. In Waterland, there is no steady progression of time from childhood to adulthood. However, we learn about Tom's life in skewed orders. This represents the idea that people do not control time.